As a leader, you have a lot on your plate. You've only got so much time available. I would argue, and I think most people would agree with this, that the most precious resource that we have is time. So with that in mind, I want to share this module about how you can improve your productivity, giving you more time back in your day as a leader. When you're armed with the insights that I'm going to share, I think you're going to get more time back to focus on more value-added tasks. It's going to help you also improve your own work-life balance, and it's another element that I'm going to touch on in a future module here when we talk about stress as a leader. But time is the greatest and the most precious resource that we have, because once it's gone, it's gone. You can never get it back. Everyone wants more time. This module's helped on focusing you get more productive so you can have more time back. I'm going to be sharing a set of productivity hacks that I've got that have really helped me become more successful as a leader. I think armed with these hacks, you're going to be able to focus on more value-added tasks. Now, I have broken these tasks up into 3 different categories as well. Now, I also have a course that's also available that goes deeper into even more productivity hacks to make sure that you're set up for success. So check that out as well following the conclusion of this course. So to begin with, let's talk about successful tool productivity hacks. First is that screen real estate matters so much. So invest in multiple monitors. You can use 2, 3, 4 monitors at a time if you want. And that's going to help you improve your flexibility. It's going to improve your productivity because you've ultimately got more screens to work on. Instead of just trying to work on a laptop and flipping between tabs or applications that you have open. You should also perform a digital reorganization. Look, between emails, files on our desktop, there's a lot of clutter on our computers. Every so often, do a digital cleanup. Delete what you don't need, file away the stuff that you might want to keep, because the more organized you are, the easier it's going to be to search for it for next time, and that saves you time more than anything else. Also, protect your time. Block off your calendar. We all know that there's certain times of the day where you're more effective. So align the right tasks with the times when you actually need to concentrate, when you are at your best for maybe being more creative or being really detail-oriented and focused. Make sure that you just figure out what time needs to be blocked off and protected for you. Email is the bane of many people's existences. It is something that frustrates a lot of people. But you know that most email doesn't need to be answered right away, or at all, for that matter. When used correctly, you could use email rules, whether it's Outlook or in Gmail or whatever your provider is that you use for email, to help you organize your inbox. You can have rules set up to make sure that you flow certain emails to certain folders, so it's not just sitting in your inbox, clogging things up. This also helps for any distribution list that you might be on, giving you the ability to check on them later. At one point in my career, I would, no joke, over 100 distribution lists with this company. And so I would get these emails that not only were they not really relevant, they were things that I didn't really need to read right away. So setting up some email rules for myself to filter those to folders so I could check on them or have them available if needed was better for me. For every rule, though, that you create, add an exception to the rule. To ignore the rule if your name is in the to or the CC box. Because if you're in the to or the CC box specifically, especially as part of any sort of, say, distribution list, it means that somebody, the sender, wanted you to see that email. So make sure that that still flows to your inbox so you see that right away. Create templates wherever possible too. If you're saying the same thing over and over again on social media or on email, create templates. Why type everything out in its entirety when you can give a canned response back and that's going to save you time? This next one I absolutely love, and I've been doing this almost for 20 years. I did this back when I was in university. I would use Dictate within Microsoft Word. Whether it's a large report, a document, an ebook, whatever it is, instead of typing it out, why don't I dictate those larger things? I can go quicker, faster. Honestly, give it a try. It's going to save you so much time. Of course, edit the document before finalizing it. Or you can use the read aloud feature to see if it actually sounds right within Microsoft as well. The service that I use and I recommend to everybody, though, to help is Grammarly. If you use Grammarly, it's going to make sure that you're not letting simple mistakes really ruin your message. So you don't look unprofessional, that you have no idea how to write, how to use grammar or punctuation. A second set of eyes in a tool like Grammarly can make all the difference in the world. And not only checks spelling and grammar, but it can give you a host of other features like vocabulary enhancements. I have it integrated with Outlook and with Gmail and Microsoft Word so that in everything that I'm basically using, I'm having that second set of eyes to help me make sure that what I'm writing actually makes sense. And then use tools like Dropbox, Google Drive, SharePoint. Maximize those as much as possible. Because collaborating with team members is frustrating when you just use email to share documents. You got to go find that email. Use these services, and it allows everyone to also work on the same document at the same time, potentially as well. Now, there are also different successful process hacks that I've picked up over time. The first hack that saved me a ton of time is updating my stop list. Now, you might be thinking, what the heck's a stop list? Well, there are sometimes things that you just need to stop doing. They don't provide value anymore. If you complete a time audit, which we're going to talk about in an upcoming module, you'll understand how you're spending time and you can start to eliminate low value items. Because I guarantee you this, there are things that you're doing that you can stop. There might be reports that you've been creating or having your team create that no one uses anymore. You should also stop maybe certain meetings. Start declining them. Are you attending meetings that you don't need to be there? Decline it. Why attend something that doesn't provide value? On your phone, minimize those distractions, those notifications, those interruptions. Because every beep, ding, disruption doesn't require your immediate attention. Turn off the notifications on your phone so that you can use the time that you have effectively. Again, I talk about this in the Achieve More Planner, but you got to prioritize your most important work first too. Set yourself up today for a productive tomorrow. The night before, prioritize your most important work, the things that you need to accomplish. Focus on no more than 2 to 3 significant tasks that you really want to achieve. Other distractions will pop up, so don't try and do more than that, but focus first thing in the morning on the things that are priorities. Get them out of the way. I mentioned meetings and declining them earlier. If someone wants to set up a meeting with you and there's not an agenda, it's not clear what you're going to get out of it, ultimately, don't go to that meeting. But make sure you or your team members who are putting on meetings that are supposed to be valuable has an agenda in advance of no more than 4 to 5 items. It'll make a world of difference. Another process hack that I found is super beneficial has been to batch wherever possible. When there's something that's similar, maybe it's recording podcast episodes, maybe it's doing a certain number of reports or presentations, or you're looking at doing your expenses with your corporate credit card. Batch those things together as opposed to doing one task like this, then a different task, and so on and so forth. It's just going to make it so much easier. There's no point trying to multitask. Just focus on one task, everything that's similar with it, because switching between things isn't effective. Speaking of not effective, though, email is not the most effective way to communicate. So there are other ways that you can communicate. In today's world, we should all be comfortable with using video. Or, it's the old school way, we could pick up the phone. Instead of going back and forth over email and have these endless chains that it's easy to get lost on, why don't you just use video chat? A few short minutes of just focusing, talking with somebody face to face or even virtually can save you hours of back and forth and confusion over emails. The reason that so many people are confused over emails, though, is because they have too many of them. So set a goal of 0 inbox for yourself. A lot of people complain about how many emails they have in their inbox. They put a crazy amount of hours in. They're trying to catch up. They're frustrated. They're exhausted. They're burnt out in their career, especially as a leader. A lot of people don't realize this, is that the higher you go as a leader within an organization, the more emails you get. So clean up your inbox. Delete what you don't need. Put stuff into file folders. Get rid of them. Mixed with the right rules, you can get to 0 inbox every week. You can feel happier and more productive as a result. You're going to feel less stressed, less stretched, and more productive. And you need to be more productive as a leader. Final category here on some of these productivity hacks that I think will help. These ones are about personal success. I call this one the 2-minute rule. If it's going to take you less than 2 minutes to do it. Do it immediately. There's no point in having small tasks that are left behind building up. Where possible, and we talked about goals earlier, go for 90-day goals. Look, a lot happens in 1 year. If you operate in a 90-day cycle for any goal or initiative, personally, professionally, it's a better time frame to work with. There's less chance of something happening and disrupting it. Another thing that's going to help you be more successful as a leader and give you time back is when you leverage the power of delegation. Because you don't need to do everything. Allow others to help, and you're going to grow as a result while they grow. Delegate tasks to others that free up your capacity, and then those who may be high potentials within your team, they're going to develop and be able to lighten some of your load so you can focus on the more strategic things as opposed to stuff that's so tactical. I say this in the course I referenced earlier on productivity, but like, you do need to develop some short deadlines to help you maintain focus. Far too often we give ourselves too much time to accomplish things. With less time available, we can actually get more done and be more effective because we're doing the bare minimum. We're doing a minimal viable product, whatever you want to call it. The stuff that only needs to happen instead of all the extra fluff that goes along with it. Now, I know many people are working from home already, but there are some people who are not. But if you have the option to work from home, maximize those days. Because I would argue that you can accomplish more working from home than you can in an office. I know back in the day when I was in the IT world, if I had the opportunity to work from home, I could get more done in one day than I could get done in 4 other days throughout the course of the week, because there's less distractions. So maximize those days. Always reward yourself when you achieve certain milestones, when you have a productive day. Reward yourself. They don't have to be significant, but like, there's things like micro rewards, whether it's like going to a dinner or going to a movie, buying something for yourself. It can help improve your motivation and your productivity if you are finding that you're rewarding yourself somehow for doing a good job. Lastly, and I think this one is probably the most important thing you need to remember as a hack that's going to help improve your productivity, is you have to schedule personal development time for yourself. Look, when it comes to saving money, everyone says pay yourself first. Same thing happens with our time. We need to pay ourselves first. Block off the time that we have to focus on growing who we are, becoming the best version of ourselves, unlocking our potential. So schedule time every month for yourself. If it's 1 hour, book it. Don't move it to complete other tasks, but use this time to listen to a podcast, read a book, watch a course. Do something to invest in yourself so that you can improve your skills. And then when you improve your skills, you're going to be able to move quicker, faster, stronger than ever before. Look, with the time saved, leveraging the advice that I just shared in this lesson, and other productivity hacks that are out there, I think you're going to have more time to prioritize yourself. You're going to become better as a leader, and you're going to have a bigger impact. You can free yourself up and achieve more by ultimately doing less.